Hey yo, episode number 5, House Divided. I'm Corey Hilliard.
I'm
That's
Brandon.
my boy B Hill over there, Brandon Hill.
Yep.
We are the House Divided, and episode 5, we come in with a recap, a review of what was a crazy, awesome week 1 on the NFL season.
Wow.
It's almost like they scripted it, bro. Hey, before we start though, B Hill.
You guys already know what time it is. Y'all go ahead and drop a comment in that comment box for us. Go ahead. If you don't mind, hit that thumbs up, that like button. It helps us get our content out there to you guys. If y'all don't mind as well, go ahead and subscribe. And be sure to hit that notification bell because we are going to be coming with some hot content every week for you guys. So the one I am going to start off with, though, because I absolutely love this, because my guy Corey here, he's going to have to eat some crow. He's going to have to bow down and show a little respect. The Bucs versus the Cowboys. Now, granted, Dak Prescott getting injured didn't help the cause. Don't get me wrong. But I said that it was going to be more than 2 touchdowns. I did, because the spread on that game was only 2.5. And I said the Bucs were going to blow that spread wide open. They did. So, basically, I picked it right. My guy over here,
I think I called you crazy. I said, whoa. There's no way. You lost your mind. I said all those things. So,
I mean, you had Tom Brady. He was just a game manager, ultimate game manager. It wasn't nothing crazy. He didn't have to be because he had a dominant Leonard Fournette on the ground, 21 for 127. He didn't get in the end zone, but, man, that whole game he was dominating. And another thing that I'm going to touch on, this is a cast of weapons with Mike Evans, Julio Jones, and Chris Godwin. That's scary. And it's only going to continue to get better as the season goes on. How are they going to use Julio? Does he still have something left in the tank? I think he does. The guy he didn't show out, but he did just enough to let you know he's still here and he's still got it. On the other side, I love going over this because I am the absolute number one Cowboy hater there is. You had Dak Prescott before he got hurt, 14 of 29, 134 yards, a touchdown, and a pick. Yikes. Zeke, dude's washed. Y'all just need to understand this.
Thank you.
10 carries for only 52 yards. He didn't touch the end zone. I mean, that's over with. And this one, I'm a Sooner fan, but he's a Cowboy now, so I don't show no more love. All the love has gone out the window when he got drafted by the Cowboys. My boy CeeDee Lamb, 2 receptions for 29 yards. But here's the key note I want to touch on. 11 targets, Corey, and only 2 receptions. There was a bunch of drops. There was a bunch of over his head. It wasn't good. I mean, you got Dak Prescott now. He had that right thumb injury. First reported they were saying 6 to 8 weeks. They just came out and said they have not put him on the IR, though. So as long as he doesn't miss more than 4 weeks, so we're going to see. But it's definite trouble in Cowboy Nation. What's your take on this one, Corey?
And I should have saw this. They didn't really improve in the offseason at all. They had a bad draft. They didn't sign any free agents. Zeke is washed. And I blocked for some older running backs. Okay. And we'll be sitting there watching film that Monday, and there'll be creases and holes, and he just cannot explode and get through them. Okay.
He just ain't got it anymore.
He wasn't terrible, but it's not the Zeke from 3 years ago. You know what I mean? The explosiveness is gone. I thought Julio, Mike Evans, and Godwin. I know Godwin got the hamstring deal, but I think that what you said earlier, that trio is going to be good going forward. Julio this was not Julio last year in Tennessee. This is not the same Julio.
No.
He looks like a different Julio.
That's your difference when you come with the GOAT, though, from Ryan Tannehill. Let's just be honest. I mean, there's levels.
Yeah, there's levels, definitely. And, man, honestly, bro, they just got outplayed. They got thoroughly manhandled.
I am going to be happy to see these Cowboys be in pain and suffering and just not happy. I mean, several of my buddies are Cowboys fans, and I love giving them crap all the time. So I don't got anything else on this game. That was pretty much all I wanted to touch on. That I was right, you were wrong. So
yeah, you got me.
we're gonna move on from that one.
Yeah.
The number 2 most intriguing matchup, this was a team I was very, very high on in that AFC West. I actually picked them to win the AFC West, the Raiders versus the Chargers. And 24-19 Chargers. They did not disappoint. Again, another one I got right over my guy Corey over here. He had the Raiders. I think he was just kind of picking against me to try and get some ratings going out here, but I was definitely right on this one again. I'll kind of let you touch on this one, and then I'll go into some stats and everything after that.
I remember us talking about this one. You hit the nail on the head with Khalil Mack. Dude is a problem. I remember you saying that last episode. He looks in shape, bro. 3 sacks. Joey Bosa had 1.5. They really had problems with that duo, and bro, Carr just looked flustered most of the game.
He did.
Three INTs. Devontae kind of did his thing. He got off for 140 and a tutty. Darren Waller had like 4 catches. Now, with all that being said, it was 24-19, and the Raiders got the ball back with a chance, but we all know how it ended with Khalil Mack sack, strip fumble. Chargers recover it.
Dude's a monster.
The Raiders are a good team. The Chargers earned my respect in week 1, and they moved up in my power rankings, which we'll touch over here in a little bit. If the Chargers play like that on defense.
That defense is scary good, man.
It's what do you think?
Because like you touched on, the Raiders, man, they're a talented team. Everybody in that AFC West, if they went to other divisions, they'd be first or second across the board.
No doubt.
I think we can agree on that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you said, Derek Carr, he was under pressure. He wasn't comfortable. Justin Herbert, though, man, that guy right there, these young group of quarterbacks that we have coming up in this league, man, they are special and they're fun to watch. Justin Herbert, 26 for 34, 279, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions.
0 interceptions.
And if I'm not mistaken, when did Keenan Allen go down with that hammy?
I got him in one of my
Wasn't
fantasy leagues. It was probably like second quarter or something like that.
Okay, and he still did all that without his best receiver on the field.
Yeah, no doubt.
So, and then you touched on it, Khalil Mack, Joey Bosa, that's going to be a problem for the league for the rest of the year to come, man. Those guys, they were flying all over the field. My guy Kenneth Murray even got him some tackles in there. You know what I mean? I think he had 5 or 6 tackles in that game too, so I was always happy to see that. But, this just goes to why I picked him to win the AFC West, man. This is what I alluded to, and I think the Chargers are going to have a special year. Wait to see, though.
Yeah, wait to see. It's just week 1. Derek Carr was 22-37. He had 295, 2 tutties, and 3 INTs. I think that had to do more with one of them was really bad. The other 2 had to do more with the pass rush.
No quarterback would have done good in that kind of situation.
No, man. And then when they did block for him, he was kind of like looking around like, oh my God, I got time. And like when you get hit and sacked like that, bro, it just messes up your rhythm. So
it does.
To the Chargers.
They came out and got a big division. We'll see y'all in Vegas.
We'll see y'all in Vegas.
That's fair.
But y'all got us that time, man. So
third game here that I wanted to touch on is the Browns versus the Panthers, the Baker Mayfield Bowl. We can call it that, I guess. Man, can we just talk about Jacoby Brissett and how that man just consistently, is he one of the best? He's one of the better game managers. I'm not calling him a better quarterback by any means, but a game manager, the guy's not going to lose the game for you.
No.
He's just not. That goes back to his days in Indianapolis, all that. I think he spent a year in New England, if I'm not mistaken, too. He's just been all over the league, but the dude just, nothing flashy. His stats aren't going to jump off the page at you, but 18 for 34, a touchdown and no picks. I'm going to take that, man. I'm going to take that. I think he had almost about 200 yards in that game. Nick Chubb balled. Didn't see the end zone because Kareem Hunt's over there, so fantasy nugget for you guys. I'd probably pick up Kareem Hunt. He's more valuable because they use him in the red zone, but Chubb gets him there. 22 for 141 and no tutties. On the other side, Baker, I think he wants a lot of this back. He was 16 for 27, 235, a touchdown and 1 pick. The guy that was basically not happy about having him there actually had a pretty good game in Robbie Anderson. He had 5 receptions, 102 yards and a tutty. Christian McCaffrey was just, I mean, if he didn't get in the end zone, he was nowhere to be found. So,
yeah, he only got 14 touches, bro, which was surprising to me. And I think they're trying to just handle
him with
touches
some kid.
low.
You got to handle him with kid gloves. It's kid gloves. Yeah. You can't give that guy too many. Absolutely.
My big thing, Baker booed at halftime. And he backdoors it with a decent second half. And it really didn't pick up until like the end of the third quarter, fourth quarter. And then you started seeing it's like the microcosm of his whole football career. Dude gets, slept on, disrespected, and he responds. I will give him that. He played so much better in the fourth quarter. I don't know if you saw the last drive. That roughing the passer on Jacoby Brissett, straight BS. And that helped them out a lot. There was 59 other minutes in the game, so I'm not going to blame it on that one play. The Panthers put themselves in that position. Right? They can cry about that call all they want.
Absolutely.
Okay? Bad calls happen. It just happened at a bad time for them, but they were in a position where the Browns were able to capitalize. So
I think they had the Alabama-Texas refs at this game. I had to throw that in there. I'm sorry. I know we're not talking college football, but I had to throw that one in there. This next one, man, this one was a little bit lopsided, and it kind of surprised me, to be honest with you. I'm going to let you touch on this one first, but it's the Chiefs and the Cardinals. 44-21 Chiefs. You go ahead. Start us off on this one.
Man, I wish I can talk to Tyreek Hill right now. This man went to the Dolphins, went and started his own podcast, started running his mouth because he got paid. Basically saying that Patrick Mahomes was trash. I made him. Kyler Murray, you got to do better, bro. You got to do better. There are a couple of times. I see why they put that clause in. There's a couple times where free blitzers were coming, and he didn't know. The first thing you got to know as a quarterback, if I'm playing Madden,
I got
to know where the blitz is coming from and how I'm going to get out of trouble. Where's my hot route? That schoolyard ball, that was cool at A&M. It was cool at OU. This is the NFL, bro. You're not running away from everybody. And these defenses are sophisticated. Okay? They're going to trap you, and you're going to get hit.
And they game plan. They're game planning to take you away and take you out of the game. I mean, the stats, when you look at the stats, it's not terrible. His completion percentage was a little off. But, I mean, he was 22 for 37. No, my mistake. This is the wrong one. 22 for 34. 2 tutties and no picks. I mean, but Patrick Mahomes just did Patrick Mahomes things. And there's just, when that guy does that, you're not going to stop him. 30 for 39, 360, 5 touchdowns, no picks. I mean, come on, man. And for everybody, I was one of them included. I had like some little doubts about Travis Kelce. 8 receptions, 121 yards, and a touchdown.
Whoa, you had doubts about who?
I had doubts about not just doubts as far as I didn't think he was going to be as impactful as he was because I thought he was going to see a lot more double teams, a lot more triple teams.
Without Tyreek?
Without Tyreek there. But I was sorely mistaken on that. I mean, I will eat crow on that one right there. I never said it on this show, but it was with my buddies, everything else. That dude, he's the best tight end in the league for a reason.
Easily. Yeah.
He's a stud.
That dude's a monster. I never had doubts about him when Tyreek left because he can get open. And if you do that, you're leaving McCole Hardman. You're going to leave a back coming out the backfield one-on-one, which they got plenty of.
Right.
Who's the other receiver that they picked? Smith-Schuster. He dropped I think he had a fumble.
That's crazy.
He had good stats too. What was his stats? You got it pulled up?
6 receptions for 79 yards. He had 13.2 average. He didn't catch the end zone, but that's only going to continue to get better as the season goes along because Patrick Mahomes is going to have more trust in him, have more faith in him. As long as he can stay healthy, he's always been kind of riddled by an injury bug here and there, but I like the pickup of Juju Smith-Schuster. He's a heck of a lot cheaper than Tyreek Hill, too. Yep. You're not getting the production, but, man, I think we just got proven yesterday it wasn't about Tyreek Hill. It was about Patrick Mahomes. Now, granted, we're not going to talk about this game, but Tyreek Hill did his little thing over there in Miami for week 1. I mean, he didn't have a bad week.
No.
And they got a two-headed monster over there with Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. And, I mean,
That's some
the
fast
Dolphins
dudes, man.
They looked pretty fun, but we didn't touch on that game. But I just wanted to throw that nugget in there to give Tyreek a little bit of his respect because that dude's not trash, but Patrick Mahomes ain't trash either. He was disrespectful for saying that. So I'm just going to leave it at that one right there.
Yeah.
But is there anything else you got on this game?
No, I already said I teed off on Kyler Murray a little bit, which I thought was well deserved. I know he had no picks. He had the 2 touchdowns, but those plays that I was talking about came in key moments of drives.
Too, though. He fumbled the ball too. It just didn't get recovered by the other team. So I was super ecstatic about this one. I was a little lower on them than you were. It is my team, the Vikings versus the Packers. I mean, man, oh man. 23-7. The Vikings completely controlled this game from beginning to end. I mean, I thought the Packers were supposed to have a defense, Corey.
That's what I thought.
They didn't look like they knew what to do with Justin Jefferson.
Bro.
That dude was – did you see that one play whenever he caught the ball? And the dude literally looked back behind him like, is there somebody on me thinking somebody's on him? And nobody was there. Not within 5 yards of him. Like, wow. So that right there, Justin Jefferson – hop down in the comment box if y'all got any arguments or anything, because I know I'm going to hear the Cooper Kupp fans. Justin Jefferson is the best receiver in the league. Hands down. I'm done discussing this. He has taken that mantle. You got Kupp at second, Devontae Adams at third, and Jamar Chase at 4. So that's my top 4 receivers, but Justin Jefferson is in a class of his own right now. That guy just makes it look so easy. And I mean, hey, this is another thing. I believe I touched on this in our games whenever we were going over them. Kirk Cousins, man, gets no respect from the national media.
None.
Nobody shows him anything. What does the dude do? Just comes out there, goes 23 for 32, 2 tutties, and no interceptions. I mean, the dude absolutely balled. He's got an offensive head coach this year, guys. Keep that in mind. Mike Zimmer is no longer there.
Bro, if you read their press clippings, they like each other. Like the the way they talk about each other in their press clippings, it's like Kirk Cousins is like, finally, I got a coach who trusts me and who actually likes me. Zimmer never liked Kirk Cousins. He called him stupid when he got COVID because he wouldn't get vaccinated. He disrespected the man many times, said he wanted to be a running football team, basically said, I don't trust you, Kirk Cousins.
Well, and lost his job over it.
He did.
Lost his job over it because he was too stubborn. But, I mean, man, I was happy with it. I was very, very pleased. I mean, you had Dalvin Cook with another 20 carries and 90 yards. He didn't catch the end zone. But, I mean, Thielen got a couple grabs. It was just – there was a lot more. Like last year, the Vikings would run 2 tight ends with 2 receivers. They were running 3 wide receiver sets, like 11 personnel. They were out there, man. And it was just – it was very pleasing as a Vikings fan to watch that first week's game. I'll be there next week in Philly, or this next Monday. I will be there to watch my team in Philadelphia.
That's so awesome game.
I hope they put on another show because the Eagles had a good week last week too.
Let's talk about the Packers offense real quick. We ain't letting Aaron Rodgers get away.
It sucked. It sucked.
Now, here's the thing. He threw a dot on the first play.
Oh yes.
And the rookie dropped it, bro. And after that, it was a wrap.
And I'm going to stop you right there. If he would have caught that ball, it was a tutty.
Yeah.
And that would have changed the complete total aspect of that game. Because as opposed to 7-0 at that time, you would have been talking 7-7.
Mm-hmm.
Kirk would have had to come back out there. He would have had to put on a drive. It would have been a different dynamic of the game. But he didn't catch it. He's a rookie. Sucks to be Aaron Rodgers right now. I mean, the guy was completely – can we talk about the Zadarius Smith edition for the Vikings this offseason?
Oh, my gosh.
That dude, I promise.
You look like a man possessed, bro.
I hope he plays like that every week. I really do. I hope we get that Zadarius Smith every week.
He looked mad. He was in Rodgers' ear. Probably telling him, hey, bro, you took all the money, so they couldn't re-sign me. Thanks a lot. Now I'm going to torture you.
At defense last year, I mean, the Vikings were criticized. They were one of the worst defenses in the league last year. But they didn't have a healthy Danielle Hunter. They got him now. They also got Zadarius Smith on that other side. If they can stay healthy, they're They're top 3, top 4 edge rushing duo in the NFL.
Yeah. What did Daniil do? He had a sack and a half.
He had a sack and a half, I believe, is what it was. I think he was in on that forced fumble too that Aaron Rodgers had when he got completely blown up by Jordan.
Yeah,
Hicks.
he was.
I mean, it was just, and then he threw that pick up there to my boy Harrison Smith. I mean, as a Vikings fan on Sunday, man, I was pleasantly happy.
That's a guy
happy.
You want to stay healthy, man, because the pass rush will do that. It's going to help out that back end a lot. I worry for you guys about number 7 over there. He's long in the tooth. He's long in the tooth. So you guys are really going to need a pass rush. That's a good point by you.
No, absolutely. That's the biggest thing for us. If that pass rush isn't there, those corners can get exposed. We're going to go over to this other one. It was the Eagles versus your Lions, your Detroit Lions, my friend.
Yep.
I'm going to let you go into this one. I'm going to let you touch on this.
I said the best rushing team in football last year were the Philadelphia Eagles. And I cannot tell you how many times I sat there on Sunday and watched Jalen Hurts get out of trouble and scramble, bro. It drove me absolutely nuts. 4 different players had a rushing touchdown. Hurts, Sanders, Gainwell, and Scott. Hurts had 17 carries for 90 yards. A.J. Brown had 10 receptions for 155.
If that guy can just stay healthy.
Bro.
That's been his only Achilles heel is he gets injured. But that dude's a baller. A.J. Brown was a heck of a pickup for them in the offseason.
If Hurts progresses as a passer, and if you get this kind of production out of A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith didn't even have a catch. All right? You got the best rushing attack in football. Hurts 17 carries and 90 yards, like I said. They're going to be dangerous. They're going to be very dangerous, bro. My Lions tried to hang in there. At one point, they were down 38-14. We came back and scored 3 straight touchdowns. Swift had a good game. Jared Goff played well. Everybody on the offense played well, but that defense is still got a long ways to go.
Man, me as a Vikings fan going in against the Eagles next week, I'm so excited because did you see what those receivers from Detroit were doing?
Yeah.
Now, granted, Ahmad Rod St. Brown, that's an up-and-comer right there. I like that guy. I got him on my fantasy team. A lot of people in my fantasy league laughed at me when I picked him in the 4th round. They laughed at me.
Who's laughing now?
Nobody. That guy is an absolute baller. And DeAndre Swift at running back, he's always scary, man. 15 carries, 144. That's 9.6 average, and he had a touchdown. And then Jared Goff. Go ahead.
I was going to say he would have had more, but they got down so bad they couldn't even run the ball anymore. They had to go in the pass mode.
Well, it seems like to me, Jamal Williams is more of y'all's red zone guy. Like when you get down in between the numbers,
he's more
in there where the meat and gravy guy.
Yeah,
he's that one. And this next one I wanted to touch on because I just want to kind of make fun of the national media on this one, man. Because all we heard all off season long was Russell Wilson this, Russell Wilson's a Bronco, Vic Fangio, his defense, all that stuff. And what do? On Monday Night Football, they go in. Not only do they go to just some random team, no, they go to Russell Wilson's old team that he requested a trade from, and they get beat. To me, man, that is like the biggest, most embarrassing thing Russell Wilson could ever did to start off his career as a Bronco. And, I mean, I had the Broncos a little higher in my power rankings last week, man. Coming up here in just a little bit, you'll see where they're at now. They're not going to be mentioned, I'll tell you that.
Yep.
But it's just, I don't know. I mean, you had Jerry Jeudy that looked good, 4 receptions, 102 yards. But
he looked great.
At the end of the day, though, you just got beat by Geno Smith and the Seahawks.
Right.
I'm done. That's all I really have to touch on. I mean, I'm not even going to go over Russell Wilson's stats because they're just, they're all right, but at the end of the day, man, that was hilarious. I thought that was funny, and I just kind of wanted to touch on that.
I want to touch on the clock management at the end, which was completely horrendous by that new head coach, Hackett. 40 seconds left. You got 3 timeouts. You burn 20 seconds and finally call a timeout. It's 4th and 5. You'd rather have your kicker in a pressure situation kick a 64-yarder where you just paid this man, Russell Wilson, $200+ million. What you paying that guy for if you're not going to let him go out there and get a first down so you can kick a shorter field goal?
Man, I think Russell Wilson would have been better off staying with the Seahawks. I'm happy for the Seahawks on that one, though, because everybody's just been dishing on them all off season, man. And Geno came out there on Monday Night Football, man. He was slinging that rock.
You see his quote. You see his quote at the end of the game.
I didn't see it. What did he say?
They wrote me off, and I didn't write back.
I like that.
Oh, I want to turn that into a shirt or something, bro. They wrote me off, and I didn't write back. And he said it was so much swag. I was like, okay, I like that. Gino.
I like that. Okay, I ain't mad at him, man. I mean, hey, he's not one of those guys that's ever did me any wrong to my team or anything. So, I mean, I wish nothing but the best for the guy. I hope they keep continuing to succeed, but they're going to run into some tougher opponents. It's going to give them a hard time.
Oh, yeah.
So, are you ready for these power rankings?
Yeah, let's do it.
I'll go ahead and I'll drop mine first. I've got a little bit of changes from week 1 to here. My number 1 team, I got the Bills. The Bills were the most impressive team. I mean, they absolutely destroyed the Rams. My number 2 team, I got the Chiefs, man. I kind of just, all I did, I just slotted everybody up that was in my top 4. Actually, who was in my top 5, I just slotted everybody up. So I got the Bills, Chiefs, Bucks, then I got the Chargers. My number 5 team, though, I didn't show them no love, but I'm showing them a little love now. They're in my top 5. I got my Vikings. I think that was impressive what they did against Green Bay. I love it. My number 6 team, I'm going to have the Baltimore Ravens. I liked what they did the other day as well. I believe they won like 24-9 or something like that, but it was against the Jets. Number 7, I'm going to have the Eagles. They're a new member in my top 10. Number 8, I'm going to have the Miami Dolphins. When you beat a Bill Belichick team like that, I don't care who Bill Belichick has, you're going to get kudos from me. Hence, that's why I got Miami in my top 10 now at number 8. My number 9 team, they took a fall, man. You get beat 31-10, you're going to take a fall. I got the Rams at number 9. And number 10, I got the Steelers going in there and beating the Bengals, man. Mitch Trubisky, I mean, show the guy a little respect. So that's my top 10, though. What you got?
Number 1, Buffalo Bills. Beat the defending Super Bowl champs in their house. Number 2, Kansas City Chiefs. Number 3 for me would be the Minnesota Vikings. That tandem with Thielen and Jefferson. That's going to be hard to stop with Dalvin Cook. But number 4 would be the Chargers.
Yes.
Khalil Mack is a difference maker. Him and Joey Bosa. I can't not put them in there. Saints at number 5. I know people saying, hey, they were down 16 in the fourth quarter. It is a divisional opponent. It's week 1. That's a heated rivalry. As a Saints fan, I'll tell you, since the day I was born, I hate nobody more than the Atlanta Falcons. It doesn't matter how bad either team is or how good either team is. That's always a close game. Mike Thomas came alive.
He did.
Winston, big fourth-quarter comeback, was out there throwing dots.
Jarvis Landry looked good, too. Nice, scary little sneaky pickup for you guys. I'll give you that.
Taysom Hill, 4 carries, 80 yards. So, I mean, look. I had him number 5 last week. I got him number 5 again. Number 6, Baltimore Ravens. I like what they did. It was the Jets and Joe Flacco, but, I mean, they handled business. At number 7, Los Angeles Rams, Super Bowl hangover. They had a great offseason. You can tell those dudes partied a lot. So I'm going to give them a little grace here. They did drop from number 2 to number 7 for me. New into my rankings as well, the Philadelphia Eagles. I got them at number 8. I really like that team, as you know, so they're now in my top 10. The Cincinnati Bengals at number 9. They had an extra point at the end of the game to win it. They also had another kick in overtime. This is why I can't stand kickers to win the game. It was like a 35-yarder. Okay. They outplayed the Steelers. The Steelers had 0 turnovers. The Bengals had 5. From all my years of playing football, I'm telling you, when a team has 5 turnovers, there's no way in hell they're supposed to be in that game. And the Bengals should have won that game twice. All right. So I plus they were AFC champions. So I'm going to leave them in my top 10. They're barely hanging on. They got to show up next week. And here's my surprise team at number 10. The Washington Commanders.
Whoa.
That offense,
Whoa.
that offense is going to be lethal.
Gibson.
All right. Gibson. Robinson, the guy who got shot from Alabama, the rookie. He's not even in yet. Curtis Samuel. Jahan Dotson, the rookie. Scary Terry McLaurin. They got weapons. Carson Wentz, 4 touchdowns. I think 2 INTs. Threw for 360, something like that. And they got one of the best defensive fronts. It's probably like a top 3 defensive front.
They do.
They got a bunch of guys from Alabama up there that just wreck shop. And then the young kid from Ohio State, he's not even playing yet. He's
Chase
not back
Young,
yet.
He's a beast.
That's what I'm saying. So
that dude is a beast.
I just got a feeling about them. I think they're going to be a factor in that NFC East. They're gonna get some upsets. But right now, man, I like the way they played.
We said it, man. It's only going to take 9 to 10 games to win that division.
Yeah.
So it's going to be between the Eagles and the Commanders coming out of week 1, in my opinion, as well. So, wow. I do have to touch on something, though. I got to ask you. You left them completely out of your top 10. I'm kind of scratching my head on this one. The Bucs, they don't get no love from you? The Bucs? No love. Okay. I had them at 3, and you didn't have them in there at all.
I had them at 10. I had them at 10 last week. Red zone 3 times. Came away with 3 field goals. They finally punched one in. And Mike Evans got that one-handed touchdown. But I wasn't impressed. I was not impressed.
That's the Gronk effect of him not being there. That was the red zone guy for him. I mean, but they're 1-0. They covered just like I told you they would. I'm higher on the Bucs. You're not. It's fine. But you finally came around to the Chargers, though. I was happy to see that. I'm happy about that. Another thing I just wanted to ask about, you had the Bengals at number 9, but the team that beat them, you left them out.
Yeah, they shouldn't have won the game.
No, I'm with you, but they did, though, and they got 4 picks off of Joe Burrow. I mean, their defense
didn't play the whole preseason. He had the appendectomy. He was rusty. Okay. Bro, if you pick somebody off 4 times and get a fumble, you get 5 turnovers.
Hey, Patrick
you
Mahomes
should have lost.
Played the whole preseason either. Patrick Mahomes didn't play the whole preseason either. Neither did Josh Allen.
All right.
Neither did Kirk Cousins. I mean, those dudes balled. So
I'm just saying, bro.
No excuses. Excuses.
4 INTs, 1 fumble.
I like Joe Burrow. I'm a big Joe Burrow fan, but no excuses. I'm sorry, I can't. You put up 2 touchdowns and 4 picks. That's a terrible game.
I'm sorry. I watched a bulk of that game. The Steelers did not look good. They were handed gifts left and right, and they still should have lost.
I'm with you. Hey,
I mean, that's cool. They got the dub. It don't matter what I say. It matters what they do, right?
I'm with you.
I'm just telling you, bro.
That's all I had. I just wanted to kind of touch on that.
Yeah, we agree to disagree. I know that you got them in your top 10. There's
no. They're actually out. No, Bengals.
I thought you had the Steelers in your top 10.
The Steelers are in my top 10. I thought you meant the Bengals. My mistake. But other than that, man, I mean, do we got anything else we want to cover for the people tonight? I think we pretty much touched on everything we wanted to touch on, unless you can think of anything.
No, I mean, any other notables? I can't think of anything else.
I can't think of anything else myself. I did want to touch on, we did promise for our college football that we were going to have an interview guest speaker from the OU football team. Just kind of had some things come up and everything. So that's going to be moved to next week. We're looking at Monday on that one, probably dropping that show come Tuesday is probably where we'll be looking at on that one. But, and then there's some other, we might be doing some collabs. I'm not going to say any names. Just stay tuned, guys. Like we said, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, go ahead and leave a like, and please hop down in that comment box. We'd love to hear from you guys.
Please, yes.
We want to know what you guys like as well, and we want to please you guys and have a bigger audience, of course. So
No
At the
doubt.
end of the day, though, man, this was a great show.
Great show.
Man,
we're coming back with a week 2 preview later this week.
And we're going to have our week 3 of college football, too. Got
Yes,
some big
sir.
games coming up in college football. We'll
Yes,
have
sir.
that before we have our NFL. Probably look for our college football one Thursday or Friday, give or take, and then we're going to hit you with our NFL one probably Saturday before Sunday. So it was an awesome week 1 in all football, college and NFL. I love it, man. So
All right, man. Until next time. Peace.
all right then.